Hello dear students. So next let us discuss about the reduction of pyruvate to lactate. So the pyruvate which is formed by the glycolysis of glucose, so it undergoes reduction to lactate. So in presence of an enzyme called as the lactate dehydrogenase. So under anaerobic conditions, so this pyruvate will be reduced to the lactate. So in presence of this LDH enzyme, so that is the pyruvate. So this is the pyruvate. So which undergoes reduction, right? This NADH undergoes oxidation. So the pyruvate in presence of the lactate dehydrogenase enzyme, it reduces into the lactate. So this is L lactate plus, so this NADH oxidizes into NAD plus. NAD plus. So the NAD plus, so which is formed. So this will continue the glycolysis. Continue the glycolysis. So in the absence of oxygen, in the absence of oxygen, so the NAD plus which is formed during the reduction of pyruvate to L-lactate, so this NAD plus will continue the process of glycolysis, so in the absence of oxygen. Okay, so next let us discuss about the ethanol production by yeast. So ethanol production by yeast. So during anaerobic glycolysis, what happens? So the yeast will convert the pyruvate into ethanol. So the yeast will convert the pyruvate into ethanol. So during this process, that is conversion of pyruvate to ethanol, so the NAD plus is again it is regenerated. Okay, so the NAD plus is regenerated from the NADH. So the production of ethanol from the yeast takes place in two steps. So in step 1, the pyruvate is converted into acetaldehyde in presence of an enzyme called as the pyruvate decarboxylate. Okay, so that is in the step 1 conversion of the pyruvate. So this is pyruvate. So in presence of the enzyme pyruvate decarboxylate, pyruvate decarboxylate, so the pyruvate will get converted into acetaldehyde. So this is acetaldehyde is carbon dioxide. So this is the step 1. So in step 1, pyruvate gets converted into acetaldehyde in presence of pyruvate decarboxylate enzyme. So next, in step 2, so in the second step, so the acetaldehyde which is formed in the first step is reduced to ethanol. So in presence of alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme, so that is the acetaldehyde which is formed in the step 1 is get reduced. So that is NADH in presence of the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase to form ethanol. And the NAD plus is regenerated. Okay, so this is the production of ethanol by yeast. So next, let us calculate the ATP yield during anaerobic glycolysis. So in the EMP pathway, so that is during the glycolysis of glucose, so at two steps, so that is one at step number 7 and step number 10. Okay, so the one trio sugar gives 2 ATP molecules. So 2 ATP molecules. Okay, so per glucose. Therefore, so per glucose molecule, so this at step 2 gives 2 ATP molecules, and at step 2 2 ATP molecules are produced. So therefore, there is total of 4 ATP molecules are produced during the glycolysis. Okay, so at step 7 and 10. So here you can see at step 7, so this 1,3 diphosphoglycerate, okay, gives 2 ATP molecules. So there is a production of 2 ATP molecules in the step number 7. So in step number 10, here you can observe, okay, the phosphoenol pyruvate. So when it converted into the pyruvate, here also there is the production of 2 ATP molecules. So therefore at step number 7, 2 ATP molecules, and step 2, 2 ATP molecules. So therefore 4 ATP molecules are produced. So but in reactions 1 and 3, so that is in step 1 and 3, so here what happens? So 2 ATP molecules are consumed. So 2 ATP molecules are consumed. Okay. So consumed. So therefore, the ATP yield. So the ATP yield during anaerobic glycolysis is 4 minus 2. So there is a total 4 ATP molecules are produced, but at step 1 and step 2, what happens? 2 ATP molecules are consumed. So therefore, the total ATP yield, so during the glycolysis of, so one glucose molecule is 2 ATP molecules. Okay, so for one glucose molecule, so 2 ATP molecules are produced. Okay, at step number 1 and 3, 2 ATP molecules are consumed. So here you can see, so in the step 1, so that is, so glucose when phosphorylated into glucose 6 phosphate. So this phosphorylation of glucose to glucose 6 phosphate is by consuming one ATP molecule. So this is step 1. So in step 1, one ATP molecule is consumed. So in step 3, here you can observe the fructose 6 phosphate consumes one ATP molecule and it gets phosphorylated into fructose 1,6 diphosphate. Okay. So at step 1 and step 3, so there is a 2 ATP molecules are consumed. So total 4 ATP molecules are produced during the glycolysis. So out of 4 ATP molecules, so 2 ATP molecules are consumed. So therefore, the net ATP yield during the glycolysis of glucose is 2 ATP